Today we will just touch the topic Ether channel interval and routing. Okay, theory will cover. Monday we'll do the lab.
Yeah, no
So now
problem,
this
sir.
is now you understood what is PVSTP, what is RSTP, what is VLAN trunk VTP. All are clear, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Once you send me once you do the lab and send it to me, this topology, right?
Okay,
It's a very
okay.
simple thing. It's a feature, okay? It's not a big topic like core topic like STP, PVSTP, RSTP. So what is Ether channel? Ether channel is nothing but, for example, you are connecting two switches. I want more bandwidth, more uplink bandwidth. What I want more bandwidth between two switches. What I will do? See now, the moment I connect to redundant link, what STP will do? The moment I connected one more link, two links is there, right? Primary, secondary. What STP will do? First function of STP is what? So it's very simple, right? अभी देखिए ये है A root bridge. SW1 is root bridge. How do I know root bridge? So
Based on the link cost. Yeah.
so spanning tree. As I told you, all ports are designated port. Another switch SW2. In that there is a color, orange color, that is blocking port. It automatically happened. We didn't configure. What STP does is automatically select one root bridge. Other switches will block the redundant link.
Yes, yes.
Block कर दिया ना automatically. Correct now? Why it is blocking? To avoid the bridging loops. But my requirement is I want more bandwidth between two switches. For example, there is a huge server here. Okay, here one more huge server is there, right? I want high bandwidth, more bandwidth between two switches. Now, what is the bandwidth of this uplink is? I can check here. I can go and check here. It is 1000 Mbps, correct? Gig means how much? Bandwidth is 1000 kilobit now. 3 zeros you remove. So 1000 Mbps. 1000 Mbps is 1 gig. But I want more bandwidth. I want to 10 gig or 2 gig, 3 gigs. You know, I want more bandwidth. But if I put one more cable, again STP will block it. I want more bandwidth. If I put extra cables, it will give more bandwidth. No. You put extra cables, what STP will do? STP will find, oh, there is a redundant link. It will block.
Okay.
But I want more bandwidth between two switches. Bind these two interface and create one virtual interface. What Ether channel will do?
It will bind both the interface and make it one
virtual interface. The interface name is port channel 1. A port channel 1 bana dega. It will create one virtual interface. So this virtual interface, if you go and check this interface bandwidth will be 2 Gbps. How much?
Yes, sir.
So that is the purpose of Ether channel. What is Ether channel? Bundling Ethernet ports and increasing the. Now this Ether channel can be configured in 3 ways. Other one is protocol. In protocol, 2 protocols are there. PAGP. So if you are using Cisco devices, you can go for PAGP. Cisco proprietary. Both must be Cisco. If you are using LACP, means any device. If you want to use PAGP, it must be both must be Cisco device. Understand? So only PAGP protocol will work. Port aggregation control protocol, link aggregation protocol. So protocol name, standards. See, whenever you are going to do any function, there is a standard available. Worldwide they follows it. Understand? So that is called protocol. So you want to study anything you are studying, what you are studying is you are studying protocols. So without protocol you can configure. That is static configuration, no protocols. If you want to configure with the protocol, then there are 2 options are there. One is PHGP, another is LACP. PHGP is for Cisco devices, LACP for open any devices.
Okay.
So see, even routing also, right? You want to do routing also we have protocols. RIP, EHR, POSPF, static means manually configuring, no protocols. Dynamic means we will configure, we will put protocols like RIP, EHR, POSPF, PGP. We'll do next week, we'll be studying that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Next week we'll study the routing protocols. So basically what we are studying is understanding the concept and you understanding the protocols. That's all. That is our concept. So that is the way you study the course. The course is nothing but what is the concept and what are standards available in the market, worldwide people are following, and which standard to be used, which protocol to be used where. Okay. Now these 2 protocols are there. Which protocol will use? If both switches are Cisco means then we'll use PAGP. One switch is Cisco, one switch is D-Link means use LACP.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to configure Ether channel, okay, in this. So how do I configure is, I'll go to the interfaces first. How do I go to the interface? Interface range. Range means I can go to one range of interfaces, not individually one interface. For example, in this case, I'm going from 1/0/1 to gigabit 1/0/2, only 2 interface, but I can go up to 24 also like this. One shot, 24 interface I can configure. Understand? That is called range command. The range command is nothing but I can configure range of interfaces. I'm taking 2 interfaces here, 1 and 2, right? So if you see the command, the mode, you see if range will come. So you understand this is a range command. In this, when I configure any command here, it will be configured in both interfaces. Understand? So these options you see active, auto, desirable, on, passive, like that. So if you give on, right, it will configure static. So I'm going to give on in both sides. One now I'm in SW2, right? SW2 also I'll give mode on, SW1 also I'll give mode on. Then what will be configured? Static will be configured. Static will be configured.
Okay.
See, it's simple like this. You see here, write down here. For example, simple way to understand L3 is switch to switch is L2. It uses MAC address. I want to increase bandwidth between switch to switch, okay? And what Ethernet channel will use? L2 the channel. And what is the L2 channel uses MAC address. L3 means router to router. I want to increase bandwidth between router to router. I will use L3 the channel, and the MAC address it will be using IP address. Now this is L2 L3. Then configuration methods. There are 3 ways you can configure. What are they? So if you are configuring, you want to configure PHGP, then what mode you have to configure? You have to configure one switch as auto, other switch as desirable. Now I want to configure LACP. What mode I have to configure? Rest all commands are same, only mode will change. Understand? Active, passive. One switch is active, one switch is passive. Now I'll show you one option here. One thing I'll show you. The rest all you can try it out. Okay. Now we'll show you the static option. Okay. The rest all you can try in yourself. Okay, let's open that. I have configured here mode what? I gave on, correct? Yes. Same thing I have to configure in SW1 also. SW1 I'll go enable configure terminal interface range gigabit 1/0/1 to gigabit 1/0/. Okay. Now what will configure? Ether channel is configured. What this channel will do? It will create a virtual interface.
Virtual interface.
What is the interface name? Interface for channel 1. Can you see that?
Yes.
Now you can see the bandwidth of that. So Ether channel summary will show you no protocol. Is no protocol, right? It is how the interfaces is used, and port channel 1 is created. Now I want to see the bandwidth of the port channel 1. Show interface port channel 1. So 2000 megabits. This is kilobit, right? So it is megabits. So 2000 kbps.
Okay.
2000 kbps is 1 gig, 2 gig.
Okay.
Right? So this 1 gig to 1 gig port 2 you added means how much you'll get? 2 gig, right? You have 3 interfaces, 3 gig. 4 interface, 4 gig. This is called Ether channel. What is Ether? Ether is nothing but adding interfaces and increasing the bandwidth. If you don't configure Ether channel, spanning tree will block all the additional links, right? To avoid the loops. Now if you type source spanning tree, what spanning tree now would be doing? How it is allowing it? What spanning tree did is it is considering this as a one link only. There's no 2 links now. Understand? According to spanning, there is only 1 link is there. That is port channel 1. And the link is port channel 1. Understand? So there is no confusion. Only 1 link means there is no redundant link, right? So if you understand this, next topic, the last topic is inter-VLAN routing. Now we can configure multiple options. I have given you all the options. If you go to L3, right, you need to configure IP address also. That's all. The extra thing what you have to configure in L3 IP address. MAC address automatically configured, right? We don't need to configure. But IP address we have to manually configure. But same mode, all are same. On, both all are same mode. They both can ping together? Ping hoga? PC1 connected to one switch. For example, think like this. There is one switch like this. There is one switch here. Okay. One PC connected to this switch. There is no connectivity between these 2 switches. Understand?
Yes, yes.
They can talk to each other.
No.
No, right?
Yes.
But it is physically I'm showing you, but virtually also when you configure VLAN, same thing is happening. Understand? The switch name is VLAN 10. Two switches we have connected two PCs. PC1 connected to one switch, VLAN 10 switch. PC2 connected VLAN 100 switch. Understood?
Yes.
Now, by default, it will not talk to each other. Correct?
Yes.
They can't talk. So now I want to talk to each other. I'm connecting here. Then after I configure a router, then what will happen?
They can
Happen?
communicate to each other. Yeah.
That is called inter VLAN routing. Inter means VLAN means between two VLANs I want to communicate. I need a router.
Okay.
What this router is doing is router will receive the VLAN packet, remove the old tag, and whichever VLAN you want to go, put that VLAN tag and send it. PC1 want to send PC2, data will come to this switch. Either router में अंदर चला जाएगा. When it is going in VLAN tag. What tag it will go? 10. Correct? What router will do? It asks where you want to go. You want to go 2.2. Okay, 2.2. 2.2 belongs to which VLAN? 100, right? So it will remove 10 and put 100. For every VLAN, one sub interface you have to create. What you have to create? For every VLAN, you have to create one sub interface. For example, for VLAN 10, you create one sub interface. This is main interface, 0.0.0.0, right? Dot I create one sub interface, 10 to 100. I give the same number, so easy to identify. So for every VLAN, you create a sub interface. In the PC, I will say your default gateway is one IP address. Same IP address will configure to the sub interface.
No, sir, I did not get. Can you repeat what is the work of the sub interface?
See, now I am going to the same interface, right? Physically one interface, 0.0.0. Here I am creating multiple sub interfaces. Abhi sub interfaces hai na? What it does is, it is actually going to create multiple sub interfaces for each VLAN, one sub interface. For that one sub interface, I will configure the IP address. For 10 it is 1.1, 100 is 2.1. You see that? But we are connecting to one sub interface, something like virtual interface. Understand? See, now I am sending different VLANs traffic. So I need to separate it. So physically I can put two, three interface, but 100 VLAN means 100 interface I want. Understand?
Yeah, got it.
What I said is, don't create physical interface. You create virtual interface. That is called sub interface.
Yes.
Every virtual interface, you give one IP address. That IP address you configure to the PCs as a default gateway. So you say the PC you want to go outside of this VLAN, no? Go to this interface. So the PC will set that interface. So automatically router receives that packet. Once router receives that packet, there is a encapsulation VLAN number. What is the VLAN now? VLAN 10. Sorry. Right? You see the .1Q VLAN 10, .1Q VLAN 100. So I am saying that the tag is 10, tag is 100. Correct? So I am telling them. So the moment it is coming out, what will happen? It will remove that.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So what is happening? It is going in same interface, coming back in same interface, but because of virtual interface, it is creating two. It look like two interface. So every VLAN will create one virtual interface. That is called sub interfaces. This is one technique that is called router on stick. In real time, what will happen? We cannot buy one dedicated router for that. Okay. There are special switches which can do routing function also. Switch can do what?
Routing functions.
Also, that switches are called L3 switches. So this L3 switches is what is L3 switches? Nothing but you don't need to buy dedicated router. You can make that switch also a router. The same function, router function can be done by inside the switch also. That switch is called what? Multi-layer switch or L3 switch. Okay. So what is multi-layer? Multi-layer means it will do L2 also, L3 also. 2 layers, multi-layer.
Okay, yeah.
So that switches I am going to take. Another method. One is dedicated router and they'll create sub interfaces. Okay. That is one method. What is another method is don't go buy router. Just take one L3 switch, multi-layer switch. The number has to start from 3. You can see that number, right? Model number 3. 3 means L3. 2 means L2. The switch is starting with like 2, 1, 2, 8, 5, 1, right? 2 and 6, like this means it is L2 switch. It will not support. It has to be 3, starting from 3. So first what I will say, this switch is boss, enable routing. What is the command to enable routing? IP routing. Here in router and switch, what we did was we created sub interfaces, correct? So the same concept here again. Instead of sub interfaces, you are creating SVAs. We'll create VLAN 10, VLAN 10, VLAN 100, VLAN 100. In that, then we will configure the default gateway, that IP address for that sub SVAs. Here it is, we will configure in SVAs. Understand?
Yes.
Now same thing will happen. Think like this. Inside the switch, there is a router here. Okay.
Okay.
That's all. Virtually, there is a router inside. Here we have created two interfaces, 10 and VLAN 10, VLAN 100. So the packet is going inside the router, is removing the old tag, putting the new tag, and sending back to the interface. Understood?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Same thing is happening. This is called L3 switching. So with this, we are finishing switching part. Now create this lab, do this lab, send me this lab. Once you send the lab, we will have a session. We will open your file, and we will discuss. We will troubleshoot. So you don't understand. Okay.
Okay, sir. I will do that one.
So we have actually finished today. We have finished switching as per the discussion. So Monday onwards, we're going to start routing. So Monday on what I'm going to start?
Routing.
Routing. So routing, if you say, I'll show you what is the plan. First, I'll teach you some static routing. Static means manually configuring. Okay. Then I'll teach you some protocol called OSPF. OSPF, now how do you configure single area, multi-area? Then IPv6 routing. How do you do IPv6 routing? Okay, then we will learn some services. So next week we'll cover access control list. With that, we'll finish Friday. So 5 days are there, no? I'm planning to finish this. So next week, right? I'll start with HSRP. So if you come with any doubts or anything, we'll discuss. We may increase 1 or 2 days, doesn't matter. You cannot be expert in 1 day, right? Not possible. So today you
yes.
2 hours, you are expert. See, I am studying from 2001, same topics. So how many years? 2001 means almost 23 years. 23
Right.
years I am studying. I'm teaching. For 23 years I'm teaching. So now also I will learn something. Okay, it's not no ending for this. Same topics I'm telling. Understand? There's no ending for this. So within 1 day, 1 class, 2 hours, you're not going to learn everything. But what my idea is, now you know what is VLAN trunk BTP, what is STP, PSTP, RSTP, what is Ether channel, where it is used, what is inter-VLAN routing, what are 2 types of inter-VLAN routing, what are 2 types of Ether channel. Right? That much knowledge we have. Now you go through the videos, put your effort, do some labs, right? Open my YouTube channel, step by step. Their configurations are there. Try that, right? So then you will be within 2-3 months. You will get expert on that.
Yes, sir. I will do that.
Yeah. So it's something like that only, right? It's not like.
Yeah, I will go through again.
So what you do is sit in the class, understand the class, whatever is possible, try it out. Don't waste time because only 2 weeks is there, right? After that, you're not able to meet me, right? I'll not be available. So within 2 weeks, what all things you can use it as much as possible.